Hi, it's December 1st, 2022. So I want to talk about when we judge. And I know there's a lot of talk about, don't judge people, that's wrong. But judging people and judging our situation is kind of one of those things that help keep us alive. And so it's important to judge, see where we're at, see if somebody's lying to us or if we're in a dangerous situation or a safe situation. That's how we come up with ideas. It's how a lot of things happen that are really positive. Excuse me. But when we judge anything, it's going through a filter of our previous thoughts that we had on our experiences. And sometimes when we make a decision about what we think is right, we're not right. That's happened to me a lot, where I thought something was a certain way and then later found out it wasn't. And I think it's really important to pay attention to our own filter and look at our own thoughts and ask ourselves, why are we thinking that? Is that even a true thought? And there's always the moment when something happens rapidly and you have to make a judgment, a decision about what you're going to do to keep yourself safe or somebody else safe. And then there's really not a lot of time to go through your thoughts and stuff about that. But reflection on your own filter is, to me, one of my favorite tools for improving myself and making my world better, actually. So one way to do that is if you go through some of the things that you did during the day or conversations. I'm sorry, I have a dry tickle in my throat right now. And reflect on that. Like, just look at it. And sometimes when you're like, no, I'm definitely right, just look at it anyway. And keep learning. And keep listening to other things, different music, different kinds of information. And like, if you know that some of the information you're getting, like there's a lot of lies out there. Sometimes when there's an advertisement, let's say, for example. I remember when I was young, there was an advertisement for these shoes that if you bought them, they'd make you run faster. I begged my parents for them. I don't know if they made me run faster or not, but that was part of the way the advertisement got their product sold, was by telling us that. Lots of times there's cereal that's advertised that looks delicious and nutritious for children, for example, and it's really, really bad for you. So, you start to learn that that's a lie. But also, if you, like, say for the cereal, for example, if you read the ingredients and inform yourself about what different things are, you can make a decision then based on a truth. If you really know what's in there instead of just what somebody is claiming, then you can decide whether or not you want to eat that food. And it's the same way with everything we think. There's a lot of videos that I watch of people in other countries that America has gone to war with and pushed these ideas about these people. Let's say Afghanistan, for example. And there's a lot of people in Afghanistan that don't even know what's going on here in America or the rest of the world. They're trying to live in their tribes and eat, keep their family fed, love each other, keep shelter. They're not going to harm us. And when I listen to them talk, a lot of them have ethical values that are higher than it seems like is pushed here in America, where I live. And every time I see somebody that looks like they're dressed in a clothing from another country, or maybe their face looks like they're from another country. I don't even know unless I talk to them, for one thing. But and it really makes it hard if you don't understand other people's languages. But there's a lot of videos out there where they translate what people are saying, and it's amazing what the way other people think and live. Completely different than is pushed in movies and on the news. So that changes what my thoughts were about that thing. So when I see something that looks a certain way, like even being in line at the grocery store, you can make decisions about what that person lives like, what they think like, what they act like, whether they're a good or bad person, just by looking at their groceries. And that might not even be true. Somebody at the grocery store might be getting groceries for another person that requested those things, for example. So sometimes I just talk to them. And I say, that food looks interesting. What are you going to do with it? So, I guess what I want to tell you is that judging is something we do. It's a survival technique. But we are the ones in control of our minds. We're the driver in this seat here. And it's important to look at what we're doing. Like I'm in my car right now, and I can't just get in the car and think I'm going to do something, and it might not work that way. I have to know what's there, what's really there, or what the road's like for driving conditions. Even if I'm inside the house, it can look a certain way, but once I'm outside, it's completely different. And that's the same way when talking to people, judging things, you can find out information. And sometimes things happen, like people will lie to you, and if you talk to them, they'll just tell you another lie. And there's evidence that's the truth. And if you run that through your filter, you'll know that, okay, look, they've been lying. They consistently lie. And you don't have to judge them as a good or bad person, but you know what you're going to get is probably a lie. Probably not all the time, but that's what you're going to get. And so then don't trust too much from that person, or avoid hanging out with them if you can. Sometimes even good people lie. It doesn't mean they're bad, but sometimes people want to be nice, and so they'll tell you you look great when really you don't. Because they want to be nice. So, my big deal is don't worry about judging, because that's what we do to survive. And don't even worry about anything if you can help it. But just take some insight and look at your own filter, your own thoughts, your own judgments that you've made and that you've put into your brain and said, that's the way it is. Because not everything is that way. And especially getting older, it's unbelievable. The stuff that has come through my mind that I thought once that wasn't even true. One of the biggest things that I thought was, if people don't want to listen to what I'm saying, that then they don't care about me. And that is like so not true at all. The truth about that is that sometimes some of the things that I'm feeling, I don't even have to feel. Just because I'm feeling it, maybe it isn't something that I want to feel. And lots of things I can change what I'm feeling about it. Like the example of, if somebody doesn't want to listen to what I'm feeling or thinking and trying to explain to them, maybe they've got something going on in their mind with their own personal life that has nothing to do with me, and they can't hear me right now. It doesn't mean they don't love me. And I can talk to that person about that too, maybe. But I can also use my perception and try to figure out what's going on with the person, or just leave it be and just continue living my life and being happy. So, in case you're wondering, this hat, I have a lot of videos where I'm wearing the hat. It's cold out right now. I bought 70 of these in bulk so that I could give them to my family. And they're all different colors, and I thought they were a lot of fun. So I just wear it because it's fun, in case anybody is judging me. I'm at one end of the park right now. Let me just show you a little bit about where it's at. There's a lot of deer that come through here. It's oddly enough, it's a golf course, but now they put this little building here, and it's got sleds in because people come down here and slide down these hills in the wintertime, which actually could happen anytime soon, that there's enough snow that people can slide down here. And so it becomes a really fun thing, but we're not supposed to run up there in the summer because people play golf. They don't like that, but it's really pretty to walk up those hills. I often think that they're from the indigenous people, those hills, but I'm not sure. There's stories about how this used to be a dump. And I've never found out if that's true, even though I've researched it. Anyway, I hope you have a great month for December and the rest of your life. Don't worry about your judging. Don't worry. Don't be concerned about making judgments, because you're going to. That's just what happens. Is when you go in the refrigerator, is this egg good or is it outdated? Is this milk good or is it outdated? Those are judgments. And all you have to do is investigate, and you can find out. Some things are not quite so easy to find out, but a lot of things you can find out by talking to people. And a lot of things you can find out by looking at your own thoughts about things. Now, I'm not saying when you walk along the street and there's a group of men, say, for example, that you have to walk up to each one and decide or try to figure out what they're thinking and acting like and feeling about life. I'm not saying that, because that potentially could be dangerous. And you can nod at them and let them know you recognize that they're there. Always take care of yourself when you're investigating. Always stay safe. But sometimes we think that we're keeping ourselves safe when actually we're avoiding life and people, and we're living in a dream that has nothing to do with what's really going on. All right. I am grateful for you, and I'm here at your service. Bye-bye.